It's small, but mighty. It's the hidden engine that powers cutting-edge technology, drives the latest AI boom, and accelerates human progress.
We started at 5,000 nanometer. Half of a century later, we have improved 1,000 times linearly.
An integrated circuit, also known as a chip, makes all these possible. Made from humble materials and measured in nanometers, it is one of the most complex devices to manufacture. But one place has become the world's go-to destination for the most advanced chips.
The best manufacturing in the world happens to be in Taiwan.
And its influence extends far beyond manufacturing.
So we make AI very low cost and very easy to deploy.
Medical AI definitely will have a huge impact on everyday lives.
From upstream IC design to midstream chip manufacturing to downstream AI applications, Taiwan's innovative minds are at the forefront of groundbreaking technologies that are changing the world. On a bright, sunny day, Ken Pan, a solar farm supervisor, is getting ready to start his workday in Pingdong in southern Taiwan. Located 100 kilometers south of the Tropic of Cancer, with an average of more than 300 days of sunshine a year, the region is ideal for solar energy development. But what makes Pan's job unique is the placement of his solar panels on water.
临边水上型岸场，建置容量的话有17枚，每日可以供给6500户的家庭使用。
Enough to power the Limbian township, Yina Energy's first floating solar farm is built on a retention pond the size of 34 football fields. The pond was once farmland, now submerged due to land subsidence and rising sea levels. The company is dedicated to repurposing waste farmlands to generate clean energy to combat climate change. Floating farms offer a distinct advantage.
太阳能它的模组盖在水上，它有一个很好的降温的功能，可以提升它的发电效率。
However, an unexpected complication threatens to derail this program.
在水面型鸟类它会来这边栖息，然后它会来这边大便，都是不可避免的。
Flocks of water birds gather in the pond to catch saltwater fish. Bird droppings contain uric acid, which can cause hotspots on photovoltaic modules, severely damaging their efficiency. Instead of generating energy, soiled panels can end up consuming it.
那如果不作为的话，也有可能会让它因为过热造成它自燃。我们只能看那个监控系统的发电数据，到现场去一片一片找，是哪一片有问题。
Cleaning the panels is critical to maintaining efficiency. Pan's team uses drones to capture footage of the panels, manually inspecting them for soiling. With thousands of panels and hours of footage to review, labor shortages and human error pose real challenges. To solve this, Yina Energy turns to Solomon, a Taiwanese AI solution provider, to automate the process. Michael Lee, the director of Solomon's Vision Business Unit, is leading the project.
所以我们就是在这边，
有候鸟，它们聚集过来的时候，
对
会有大量的那个鸟粪，
对，就像这边看到这样子嘛。
那我们就要去判断说，它这里的影响发电效率有多高。
是 ，solar panel inspection is kind of hard because the pattern every time is different.
Traditional AI models require extensive time and data sets for training. To make AI more accessible, Solomon has developed new modeling methods.
We developed something called generative vision AI. We combine those image with the generative AI, so it can randomly generate a lot of pictures to train models.
透过生成式的 AI 跑完之后，它这里就会自动的产出好几张原本你没有拍到的东西。
Using generative AI, Solomon generates synthetic data to train its AI models, significantly reducing development time. Just 3 hours after Lee's visit to the solar farm, the AI model is ready to analyze footage sent back from the drone. Now, during each drone flight, The system instantly detects the level of soiling, enabling the management team to take action in real time.
空拍机的这样的影像回传，我们 AI 可以及时的辨识出太阳能板上面覆盖的情况。绿色就是 OK 的，红色就是大概超过50% 以上的面积覆盖。
飞机飞过去的话，我就可以立刻请同仁去执行清洗。这些技术越来越好，查修的精准度就会更高，人力的部分就不用到那么多这样。
Solomon has been able to offer AI solutions to industries that once considered these technologies to be out of reach.
So we make AI very low cost and very easy to deploy. We can fit in different devices, humanoid, robotic arms, or drones. Everyone is looking for AI. We have a diversity of demands coming from the automotive industry, semiconductors, logistics, or even the food industry. This is very interesting business right now.
AI solutions like Solomon's wouldn't be possible without the increased computing power of GPUs. At the heart of cutting-edge technology are integrated circuits.
Today, chips are at the center of what everybody emphatically cares about: national security, economic prosperity, and global competitiveness.
Jody Shelton is the CEO of the Global Semiconductor Alliance, an organization for semiconductor and high-tech industry leaders.
The semiconductor industry is one of the most critical, complex, complicated, and interconnected industries in the world. There are not very many companies in the world that can manufacture these complex chips.
Today, over 90% of the world's most advanced chips powering smartphones, computers, and data centers are made in Taiwan. Taiwan became an industry leader by disrupting the status quo. Until the late 1980s, the semiconductor industry was dominated by integrated device manufacturers, or IDMs, that designed, manufactured, and sold their own chips. But in 1987, Dr. Morris Chang, with support from the Taiwanese government, founded Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, also known as TSMC, the world's first dedicated foundry specializing in manufacturing chips for other companies.
Dr. Morris Chang often says that execution without strategy is aimless, and strategy without execution is useless. The combination of both strategy and execution in Taiwan has been pretty incredible.
In the following decade, the foundry model overtook IDMs in chip production, helping sustain Moore's Law, which predicted that the number of transistors on a microchip would double every 2 years with minimal cost increase. The more transistors a chip contains, the more powerful it becomes.
A few of the ingredients that go into this success recipe are, first of all, the highly skilled and dedicated workforce. And secondly, Taiwan has a cost advantage. The third is the ecosystem. Everybody is there. Like, you can go for one visit and see all of your partners, competitors, and peers, and that really feeds off of each other. It means that the right infrastructure is in place.
However, by the end of the century, the industry's momentum began to slow down. Chips are made by exposing a photosensitive polymer layer to light on the surface of silicone wafers, much like taking photos on film. This process is called photolithography. Efforts to develop new machines using light at a shorter wavelength of 157 nanometers faced significant technical challenges, stalling progress and creating smaller transistors and more powerful chips.
It went on for almost 10 years, and it's still not solvable.
Dr. Bern Lin, now Dean of the College of Semiconductor Research at Taiwan's National Tsinghua University, was TSMC's R&D Senior Director in charge of lithography at the time. He had published papers on optical lithography in the late 1980s.
I look at immersion, I think it's about time to do immersion.
In 2002, Dr. Lin proposed that rather than devising a whole new system, a simple addition to the existing 193 nanometer lithography exposure tool was all that was needed. Inspired by the bending of light when it passes from one medium to another, Dr. Lin suggested incorporating liquid to improve resolution.
In an immersion system, you want to put a fluid between the lens and the wafer. When you shoot 193 nanometer light into water, the wavelength becomes 134 nanometer. That's very good because now we can improve by 44%. You have to keep that water homogeneous, bubble-free, and make sure that the water doesn't corrode your lens.
Foundries used to follow the footsteps of IDMs in the early years, and TSMC wanted to change that.
We decided to do our own research. We cannot depend on other companies to develop the technology. If you're always one step behind, you will never be a leader.
For a while, the industry seesawed between the new and existing systems. However, TSMC dived headlong into developing immersion lithography. Would their daring gamble pay off? In the early 2000s, as the semiconductor industry grappled with developing next-generation chips, TSMC achieved a major breakthrough. Using immersion lithography technology, TSMC became the first to demonstrate 90-nanometer chip imaging in 2004 and later led the industry in mass-producing 40-nanometer chips in 2008. The technology powered 6 generations of chips before extreme ultraviolet lithography took over in 2019, extending Moore's law further than anyone had predicted and forever changing the world.
We started at 5,000 nanometer. Half of a century later, we have improved 1,000 times linearly, so it was fun doing that.
Semiconductors are at the heart of all future innovation. Our progress really embody hope. Hope for quantum computing, Gen AI, Edge AI, clean energy, all these things that will happen with relentless innovation from our industry.
Thanks to this semiconductor innovation, AI applications have the potential to address previously underserved needs. In the island country Palau in the western Pacific Ocean, Cheryl Ongalabang is going to her doctor's appointment at the Palau National Hospital. She is being screened for diabetic retinopathy, or DR, an eye condition that can lead to vision complications and cause blindness if left untreated.
Diabetic retinopathy is caused by the high blood sugar level in patients with diabetes. The prolonged high blood sugar level will cause damage to the small vessels in the retina.
Dr. Yi Tengxie is an ophthalmologist specializing in retinal diseases, practicing at the National Taiwan University Hospital.
有点亮，忍耐一下啊，来我们看上面、下面。
DR is detected using a fundus camera to take photos of the back of the retina. While regular eye screenings are recommended for patients, it's not always easy to follow the doctor's advice.
Many primary care doctors do the fundus photography, but they send these pictures to the eye doctors to make the diagnosis.
There's worldwide shortage of ophthalmologists. In Taiwan and the US, the doctor-to-patient ratio is in the order of 1 to thousands. You can imagine that this number is even lower in developing countries.
Amy Xiao is the head of the product team at Acer Medical, a subsidiary of Acer Incorporated that focuses on developing AI solutions for medicine. Her team realizes diabetic patients are mostly seen by their primary care physicians to manage their conditions.
We thought that an AI-powered tool would be able to assist these physicians in making more accurate diagnosis.
Acer Medical teams up with Dr. Xie to develop an AI model that can screen for DR by analyzing retinal images using image recognition.
The very first step is the collection of sufficient high-quality data.
During the labeling, we have to mark signs in the fundus photography, including the blood, exudate, the abnormal vessels.
Apart from achieving high diagnostic accuracy, the team has another objective in mind: to ensure that the technology can be used in places where eye specialists, like Dr. Xie, are absent.
Our first version actually requires higher computing power. In a lot of these more remote or rural areas, basic internet infrastructure wasn't even available.
With powerful chips becoming more accessible, thanks to the semiconductor advancement, the team is able to find a more lightweight solution.
It doesn't require GPU, just a typical office computer will work. It can be even more affordable for smaller scale clinics.
Since the early 2020s, VeraC DR Acer Medical's AI-assisted diagnostic software for diabetic retinopathy has received approvals from FDAs in several countries, including Taiwan, Thailand, and the Philippines. It has been rolled out to hospitals and clinics to facilitate doctors with DR diagnosis and deployed in countries that receive medical assistance from Taiwan, including Palau. It has helped Ms. Angalabang and her primary doctor manage her eye conditions.
It shows that we have diabetic retinopathy.
Amy's team has since developed an AI model to identify high-risk patients of age-related macular degeneration and is on track to complete a model for glaucoma.
Medical AI definitely will have a huge impact on our everyday lives. We're really now just at the beginning of this new era of artificial intelligence.
Medicine is one of the industries that are heavily invested in AI deployment. These days, companies can't churn out AI models fast enough to tackle all the challenges waiting to be solved. As computing grows more specialized and complex, the demand for skilled IC designers to craft chip architectures has never been bigger worldwide.
Today in our industry, talent is a scarcity. We worry about it a lot. It's brutally complex, and it takes the smartest people in the world working on these problems. Talent, it's not necessarily in Silicon Valley all the time, and we have to seek that out.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning in Prague. Yuri Ninvold, a master's student in the electrical engineering department at the Czech Technical University, or CTU, joins his classmates for the class he's most excited about at school.
So this is good.
It depends on the real situation.
So I should always try even numbers of the transistors that I want to match.
That is the first recommendation.
Dr. Poki Chen is a visiting scholar at CTU. Hailing from Taiwan, he is here to teach the advanced course in analog integrated circuit design.
Taiwan semiconductor education is almost the most complete on earth because we need to help the industry educate engineers. Most of the students think the course is quite challenging. They need to do simulation and then design the parts to fabricate the chip.
Before, we were designing with basically technologies which is purely for learning purposes. The Professor Poki coming in, they showed us a real technology which can be manufactured, and what we're doing now is the real thing.
Taiwan is a global leader in the semiconductor industry. Its IC design output value is also one of the highest in the world. The success promotes tight collaboration among different sectors, which in turn furthers the development of the industry. The real-world knowledge is invaluable for countries like the Czech Republic that hope to become a key player in the industry in Europe.
The Czech Republic realized that the semiconductors are very crucial for any industry field.
Yuri Yakovenko is Vice Dean of the Electrical Engineering Department at CTU and a big supporter of Dr. Chen. He spotted an opportunity when he learned that TSMC would build its first European foundry in Dresden, Germany, just less than 2 hours away from Prague.
The semiconductor industry is very dependent on the talents. They will need thousands of talents. This is something currently a little bit unrealistic. If we have good talents, so we can grow the semiconductor industry.
Europe is one of the biggest markets for chips, but it has been trailing behind in the manufacturing and design of cutting-edge chips. So together with Taiwan, CTU created programs to bring Taiwanese semiconductor experts like Dr. Poki Chen to teach analog and digital IC design courses. For the students, there is another advantage unique to this class.
For analog IC design, what you see is never what you get. So the students need to make their own design fabricated.
But it's also a huge opportunity for all of us. We only have 1 month to finish our designs for tape-out. So it's a lot of pressure.
Because of Taiwan's unparalleled manufacturing capacity, Taiwan's IC design students can have their designs fabricated in commercial-grade foundries. The arrangement is made possible by the Taiwan Semiconductor Research Institute, or TSRI, the state-run center to provide service to Taiwan's semiconductor industry, academic, and research sectors.
We are providing our cutting-edge infrastructure platforms to speed up the process of turning students into industry-ready talents.
As a former senior R&D engineer at TSMC, Dr. Tul Hong Ho knows what the industry needs firsthand.
There are very strong demands everywhere, especially now a lot of different countries want to develop their domestic semiconductor sectors. We really need more international talents to join these semiconductor ecosystems in Taiwan or overseas.
At the National Taiwan University of Science and Technology, where Dr. Chen teaches, one of his students just received the chips he designed for his thesis.
I remember how I received my first chip. I was so nervous about this. I spent maybe 3 or 2 months to design it, but now it's only like 1 square millimeter.
Originally a maritime engineering student in Ukraine, Mikita Yumnikov made the switch to IC design after coming to Taiwan.
The whole chip layout is only this small part, the black dot. Professor Chen is the very special teacher because his courses, I learned a lot. Before I come to Taiwan, I never thought that students can design chips by themselves. Then they can fabricate, measure, and see the result.
On the other side of the world, Dr. Chen's class has inspired more students to pursue a career in the semiconductor industry.
In October, I applied for a double degree program in Taiwan. I really want to go there and have access to the real Taiwanese technology to type out our design.
I think that the collaboration in Taiwan has worked well, and I do think other regions are looking at that.
Like the small but mighty chips driving the AI revolution, the inventive and determined minds in Taiwan play a key role in this transformation. Their ingenuity and dedication push the boundaries of innovation. AI is advancing at an unprecedented pace, optimizing daily life and revolutionizing industries. From bustling cities to remote villages, its impact is creating new opportunities, fostering greater efficiency, connectivity, and intelligence. As AI continues to evolve, it's reshaping the future and challenging humanity to redefine what's possible.